Hello, my wandering souls, my fearless seekers, my liminal space travelers. It's so lovely to have you here with me today. And if you're here, you've built a business, a successful one. But maybe for one reason or another, it no longer feels like a fit. And you're not really sure why. So rather than forge ahead with fixes, let's explore what is really going on in today's tarot reading. This is a space for self-reflection, not prediction. Take what clarifies and leave what does not. You have 3 soul paths to choose from today. Listen to one or all 3. Timestamps are in the description, along with links to join my inner circle or work with me one-on-one for deeper, more personalized support. For those who would like a close-up of the cards, let me do that right now. For Soul Path 1, we have Zoom In. For Soul Path 2, we have Plot Twist. And for Soul Path 3, we have Sweetness. Use your intuition now to choose the pile that is calling to you the most. Click on the timestamp for your reading, and I'll see you over there. For those who chose Soul Path 1, Zoom In, number 24, this message is going to be for you. The answer is there if you look closer. So there is a detail that you might be overlooking, that you might not be able to see with your current perspective. You are not seeing something clearly with where you're at in your business. And the devil might be in the details, is what I'm hearing. So let's get some cards on what this is all about for Soul Path 1. The 10 of Wands in reverse. I feel you're a hard worker, dedicated to what you're doing, committed to the business. And I feel that you've been in this business for some time. You're willing to do what it takes, but you seem to be wearing a lot of hats. Maybe taking on responsibility for other people's responsibilities, which may result in taking on more than you can manage sustainably. But what I'm getting from this is that you're almost not seeing a problem with that because the 10 of Wands is in reverse. So this is giving me an energy of everything is fine, I can do it, not a problem. But I also feel like you want change at the same time. Maybe you're unsure how. There could be a pattern at play here of struggling to delegate, of happily taking on more, where you feel it is your responsibility to help others at the cost of your own well-being. And you might not be able to see this at this time. There might be a lot of things that you are taking on, that you are doing, that you are running ragged with, and you almost feel like this is how it is. There's maybe a belief that this is how it needs to be because you are the owner, because you are the creator, because you are at the helm of the ship. So you are responsible for everything, and you are happy to take that on, even if it costs you time, energy, well-being, health. So let's see what else the tarot has to say about this. 3 of Swords in reverse. There is a difficult truth that you are struggling to face. And I'm not sure if this 10 of Wands in reverse is about the fact that you're trying to hold up something that isn't working, or you're trying to keep something together at the cost of your energy, at the cost of your well-being, and you're not seeing the truth of the situation because it is a difficult one. It is a tough pill to swallow. And I feel you might be avoiding this difficult truth. So you'll do everything in your power to keep something going. But it may not be aligned with what you truly feel within you. And you might not see what it's actually costing you to keep going the way that you're going. What else, Spirit? Two of Pentacles. The question here is, how long can you continue this way? And what are the decisions that you need to make to rebalance things? What are the priorities right now? This Pentacle is your details card. The devil is in the details. And the answer is there if you look closer. Looking closer at what is going on, the effect that it has on you, the effect that it might have on your business, and what you might need to do, what decisions you might need to make in order to continue with the business itself. So it's not that you're on the incorrect path. It's not that you're not a success or the business is not a success. For this soul path, I feel that something inherent within the business must change in order for it to continue, in order for it to sustain itself. And it cannot be all on your shoulders. And I've been hanging on to the bottom of the deck card until the end because there's always something else that we cannot see. This moment that you're in is radically shifting the foundations that you built your business on. It may have been built on hustle and hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. And you may have a lot of pride in that. But that is not the foundations that you want to continue building upon. Because eventually, it will get too heavy for you to carry, all on your own. So right now, there is a significant shift and restructuring happening within your business, or that is needed to happen in your business for a while. And while it may be shocking and tough, and it may feel like things are collapsing, it's actually going to help you build a stronger business moving forward, but also a healthier and more balanced well-being for you in the future. That is today's reflection, my dear Soul Path 1. If you enjoyed this reading, let me know by giving it a like and subscribe to the channel to ensure you see more readings like this. Thanks again, and I'll see you in your next reading. Hello, for those who chose the plot twist, this message is going to be for you. Unexpected development of events. So, where you're at in your business may feel a little unsettling. There could be some things that you haven't expected, and this may even be getting you to question your direction or the things that you are showing up for, the things that you believe, the things that you are aspiring for. Because something kind of came in and interrupted that. Interrupted momentum, movement, your path. You may have had to make some decisions to keep things in balance, to keep things moving. So what does Spirit have to say about your business at the moment? 7 of Swords in reverse. You might be the plot twist. I don't think I mean, there could be something within your business that has felt new or surprising. But I almost wonder if that's you showing up more authentically or being more truthful with yourself or someone else within the business. It's somewhat of, I feel like something's been revealed. And that has shifted things. Maybe this was even unexpected to you, where you shared a truth, you shared an idea, you decided to no longer play small. And that disrupted things. But it also clarified things. There's an authenticity that happens with the 7 of Swords in reverse. There's a truth that is being unmasked. And if that's something that you're not feeling, is that something you're avoiding? Sharing more of who you are. What else does Spirit have to say about this? Ace of Wands. You're taking something and running with it. You're taking action. You are initiating something. Maybe acting upon some kind of truth that was revealed. Or at least trying to figure out how to move with your truth. So I almost get this feeling of limbo. Of something was understood, something was revealed, but you're not quite sure what that looks like for your business, what that looks like for you within the business. So there's almost this activation, but also this lack of clarity of how do I move with this now? And I do feel like it was somewhat of an unexpected thing. It was something that you didn't see coming. But there's a sense that this is an optimistic thing, even though there might be some stickiness, there might be some tension, there might be some fear. There could be a lot of passion here for whatever it is. This could be a new direction within your business because you've understood something. So it's like you've changed directions or you've started something new. The Lovers in reverse. There is a feeling of disharmony. There's a need to commit to something here fully, and I'm not sure that you're there yet. Because it's such a fresh new idea, you might only see the disharmony that this truth is causing, or this authenticity that this truth is causing, and this could be an internal upheaval or disharmony. You could also see it in the external, though, as well. And so while there is passion and excitement, there's also a fear of knowing the decisions that you have to make up and coming, knowing how much discomfort that might create, and requiring a commitment, a long-term commitment from you, and showing up for that choice every day. So I think you're still in the midst of this understanding and wanting to take action, but not really quite prepared for the decisions that need to be made in order to push this in a new direction. So what is it that you don't see? I'm holding on to the bottom of the deck card to give us another layer of what you don't see. Four of Pentacles in reverse. There's more upheaval here. Uprooting of something. There's a freedom, but also a release. A release of some kind of rigidity that you might be experiencing or feeling within the confines of where you find yourself within your business. This could be a spending of money, investing of money to commit yourself to this new path. But ultimately, this is foundational changes, a disruption of the routine, of the structure, of the security, stability, comfort. How do you hold the discomfort and the disharmony that happens when you shift gears, when you share a truth that you've been maybe keeping close to your chest for a really long time? How do you regulate your nervous system? Those are the things I feel are going to be important for you as you shift within your business. It's almost as if you have to risk something in order to gain something greater, something more purposeful and meaningful for you. I do feel like it's some kind of new beginning, some kind of creative beginning, but it's going to uproot everything that you're familiar with or everything that you're comfortable with. So that is today's reflection, my dear Soul Path 2. If you enjoyed this reading, let me know by giving it a like and subscribe to the channel to ensure you see more readings like this. Thanks again, and I'll see you in your next reading. For those who chose the Sweetness card, number 17, this message is going to be for you. So 17 is associated with the star. It's soulful purpose, it is alignment, it is what helps us navigate through the darkness. It is also about healing. I feel you're someone who cares a lot for others. There's a sweetness with that, kindness, a helpfulness. You might be compassionate and really empathic. And maybe you are a healer, an energy worker, or in the spiritual industry. And within your business, I feel like you are feeling aligned with what you're doing, but it might start to feel not a fit because there's a level of being taken advantage of or not being seen for the value that you bring. And I say that because of setting clear boundaries at the bottom of this card. I feel you're kind to a fault, and that's a beautiful thing, but it can also be a little bit of a shadow aspect with being too kind, too compassionate, too empathic. And some of the ways that this might show up might be where clients are asking for deals, discounts, and maybe get upset when you raise your prices. They maybe have complaints and you cater to those things. None of those are bad things. We do have to build client rapport and build those business relationships. But there are some aspects to that that can be too much, where we give in to every request. We don't push back. We don't clarify. We don't set those boundaries. And then it encroaches in on our time, on our energy, on our finances. And we end up having to work 3 times as hard for money because we're constantly discounting, we're constantly refunding, so that we don't face that conflict or that tension with the clients. I feel like that is the group that I'm speaking to. And ultimately, I think your intentions are good. Your purpose is lovely. I think it's important what you're doing. But I feel like your boundaries need to be tightened. So the World is your first card out. The business might no longer fit because the way in which you are doing something no longer works in the way that it once did. So whatever served you, whatever helped you survive a certain situation, is no longer serving the work moving forward. So there is a completion of something happening with your business. And I feel like this might come through in the way your energy is being leaked, the way your time is being encroached upon, the way your finances are being impacted. I need more information on this. What is this, Spirit? It's a big cycle that's coming to an end right now. The Seven of Cups is my people pleaser card. I'm just saying. And this goes back to that sweetness, where you want to appease everyone. You want to be for everyone. You want to be liked. You don't want to offend. You want to be palatable. You want to be helpful and not harmful. But in doing so, it is clouding your vision of what is helpful. It is clouding your vision of what you desire your business to be. It is trying to appease everyone, including the people that you are not for, to avoid offending, to avoid emotions from the client or for yourself. So this can create some illusions around what we're building, the big vision of what we want, what we desire, because we can't discern what is ours and what is other people's. Specifically when it comes to the emotions, the feelings. And you may have multiple products or services or a mix of everything to try to cater to all of the people that you would like to serve. So I almost get this, again, it might not be boundaries in the way that we started the reading, where it's you have to push back and say no. It could be refining. You could feel very overwhelmed in this space. King of Wands. And the King of Wands is a master of creativity, a master of energy, very refined in his delivery, in honing his energy for very specific things, for very specific reasons. And rather than trying to be for everyone, the King of Wands is confident in the skills, talents, services, creativity, product, whatever he delivers, whatever he creates, it is potent and he is confident with that. And it is built based on his own vision. He takes actions on what he's inspired by, on what he's willing to do and not do, what his intuition is telling him is correct in any given moment. And he is driven by his own internal passion for something, for that big vision. And I feel that the cycle that is closing is this idea of trying to appease, trying to please everyone, and to feel more empowered in what you are doing. So I've left the bottom of the deck for last to give us a little more clarification on what you don't see. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a lot of giving and not a lot of receiving. So one of the things that you can focus on is, how do you feel receiving? What happens in your nervous system when you are paid well for what you have to offer, for your skills, your talents, your services, your products? That is the cycle that I feel is closing, is this over-giving. And I feel that that is going to be most helpful in your business moving forward. That is today's reflection, my dear Soul Path 3. If you enjoyed this reading, let me know by giving it a like and subscribe to the channel to ensure you see more readings like this. Thanks again, and I'll see you in your next reading.